Damn.
Alright guys, welcome to another video. Got some upgrades for the Can-am today. As you can imagine, we're trying to slowly but surely, for me anyways, not so much for Billy, I can't speak for him, but got some upgrades that I really wanted to do a while back. So as you guys seen already, I'm running the CT Raceworks lower A-arms, high clearance, and I'm running L&W Fab high clearance radius rods. I just really wanted to go with the next rig, and I wanted to do high clearance everything. And obviously, it should be adding quite a bit of strength to the whole rig as well. When you go high clearance, you're going aftermarket, so strength, clearance, I mean, can't go wrong. We wanted to really put these things to the test, a stock suspension for you guys, kind of show how they hold up and stuff, but at the same time, we wanted to have really capable built rigs. So today I've got some Super Atv boxed trailing arms for the rear, and I've done a lot of research on these. Say what you want about their parts, I'm not going to get into that, but we truly do feel like these are a beefy unit. They're really good quality as of now, so we'll definitely keep you guys in the loop on how they do. If they hold up, you guys will see it firsthand. If I break one, whatever, you'll see what happens to cause it. But I truly feel like they'll be good. If I didn't feel that way, I wouldn't have bought them. I wouldn't have went that direction. The biggest reason I probably went with it is, I'd say clearance is the biggest reason I went for them. I think they're pretty stout, and once we get that thing up on the lift, we'll show you guys. I've already got some pretty good dings in my stock trailing arms, so they were hitting on some stuff, hindering me on a couple climbs that we noticed. So it really made me want to get a set, but I just simply couldn't justify spending close to $2,000 or $1,500 on a set of trailing arms. So if you guys are in the market, I'd hit up Tyler Downs over at Southern Powersports, and he's been helping us out with some parts. And shout out to him, man. I mean, if you guys need some parts for your rigs, I definitely hit him up. He's a dealer for a lot of different companies, so whether or not it's the exact company you want parts through, he's usually got like a different company that offers the same part. So pretty cool. I mean, he's been helping us out a lot with stuff, and we're pretty particular on what parts we want to run. So you guys can look him up on Facebook. It's Tyler Downs, and then that's his personal page, but then he's also got Southern Powersports, so you can hit up either one, and let him know that we sent you guys, and he might hook you up a little bit. And just can't say good enough. He's hooked us up with some stuff, so it's pretty cool. But
yeah, he's been really good, I just want to say too. And we do have a 10% off code through them, which is Blown Budget Off-Road. Yep, no spaces.
That's on the screen right here, and it's in the description below. So punch that in on checkout if you guys are ordering online or whatever. Otherwise, if you give him a call or something, I'm sure just let him know, and he'll apply it. So. Oh
yeah, and too, like they do have a website, but if you see some, or if you don't see what you're looking for, I highly recommend just giving him a call, and he can basically get parts from any manufacturer that I can think of. I mean, he's been a key component to my build that I got going on, and we really appreciate it.
Yeah, so thanks to him, but definitely got some goods, got some sway bar end links as well. The Super Atv ones, just figured it would combo pretty well with the trailing arms. So I am still running with my rear sway bar hooked up until I can afford, not that I can't afford it, but I guess until I can mentally afford or justify buying the electronic disconnect. I'm going to be rocking my sway bar because I just like the feeling of the sway bar hooked up versus all that body roll that's involved. So, we'll show you guys some steps along the way as we install them, and should be pretty self-explanatory, so we won't dive too in depth with that. But what we will do is definitely show you guys ground clearance gains by running these. Since I mean it's a pretty good mystery. I've been trying to find some stuff, and really the only info I can gather on that is what I see from other people posting about. So it doesn't say on their site how much you gain. So it's definitely something I wanted to note. And we took measurements in a couple spots on the stock rig, and the shocks will be set up the same way, so it'll be the same measurements. And we'll be sure to share that with you guys once we get these on, and wheelbase. So I don't think these change the wheelbase at all, but Billy's seen in some comments that certain companies, you might gain a ½ inch or an inch, or lose an inch or something. So something to note, and I'm pretty curious. I would assume it's going to be within a ½ inch or so, but I don't know. Billy's hoping I lose a ½ inch, so that way.
Yeah, I'm hoping you lose about a foot, not a ½ inch.
Jesus.
It'd be on my level.
He's pretty salty about the wheelbase game these days, so.
Old Flippy over there.
Yeah, I mean, is that the new name? I mean, there hasn't been we really liked Ghost for a while, but then somebody clued us in. Oh, tough break.
Oh, damn.
How's the lighting though?
It's not bad.
No?
No, it just looks like you're glowing over here. It's like you're God.
I'll continue on. Yeah, if you guys got any other name ideas that are pretty cool that might stick, Ghost wasn't. I mean, it was cool. I don't know if we're still gonna go with it or not, but somebody let us know about Asta Cruiser's build called Ghost, so it's kind of unfortunate to name them the same, because there's not too many YouTubers out there that are doing side-by-side stuff, so it's hard to name it the same, but maybe it's Flippy.
Yeah, I mean, it
or
could.
Tippy.
I forget what it was.
T-I-P, Tippy. That's what Leo was calling it, because it's close to Ticky, but it's Tippy because it wants to tip. So
we don't know if it wants a tip. It just.
Well, from what we hear,
it sure feels like it wants a tip.
All right, guys. So we're gonna get the rig up on the lift here and start tearing it down. We did measure wheelbase. Do you remember what it was? It was
102 and a half.
So we measured that, and we'll be sure to note that once it's all back together. But yeah, stay tuned for some ground clearance stuff.
Okay, guys. So as you can see, one of them's installed and on. And while we were in there, we did grease the wheel bearing, and we anti-seized the living heck out of the axle.
Pulled the axle out of the diff, and it was actually all just nasty and rusty and stuff. So cleaned all that up with some brake cleans and picks, and I seized the axles. And I don't know if you guys know it, but it's like a common thing on some of the forums that the axles get seized into the diffs. So I figured it's pretty new. We got it apart, yank them out, put anti-seize on them. Hopefully they don't have to come out ever. But I know that's probably wishful thinking. But they've held in there pretty good so far. So these went on pretty smoothly, except we did have, one issue with this topper, or this upper radius rod.
Topper, dude.
Yeah, words is hard, This upper radius rod, just like this, when it was going through the back side of the mount, it was pretty difficult to get it to line up. If I had to guess, I'd just say not perfect clearance is there. But we were able to get it. We just pulled off the radius rod plate and pulled this off and got it in, and then put this back on. So it wasn't horrible. It's kind of like we said in our last video, if you guys are, followers, just kind of little things that we want to mention that kind of hang us up, so I guess that's the biggest reason why I'm saying it. It's just, if you're having struggles there, maybe don't forget to pull this off and you can pull it apart here and get it in. But I don't know, as far as, the quality of the arm, obviously these would come in a lot cheaper priced than competitors. So there is going to be, some differences, I guess I'd call it. But I mean, they're on. Everything seems pretty legit with them. So give them a shot here across, at eye level. You can really see all the material that's just gone.
Yeah, it's pretty insane how much clearance you gain with these, and we're not kidding when they say that they're beef. I mean, they're gusseted inside. I mean, they actually look to be really good quality
And
or strength wise, I guess, you know.
And just some little details that were cool. You know, all the holes for the brake line were riveted to the old setup, so you had to drill all those out. But on this stuff, it's all threaded, and they give you bolts, new clamps that you can bolt the brake line in all nice. So I mean, that was, you know, impressive quality in my opinion.
Yeah.
I was expecting to have to hog some self tappers into it, to be totally honest with you, but I didn't. So that's cool. One other thing I did want to mention before we rip this side off.
Hold on one second. Just another cool thing about these before I'll forget. Like where the shock mounts and the sway bar is actually opened up. So you won't have any debris and stuff getting caught up in there. It'll actually just fall through. So I know like on my machine stock and his stock, a bunch of grime and stuff would get all underneath where the shock is, and obviously it's just like sandpaper going on your shock bottom eyelet and sway bar bushing. So it's pretty cool that they thought to just leave that open and let stuff fall through. It's pretty neat.
Then moving over to this side, I just want to show you guys this, because this is kind of where we measure our ground clearance. So it's like, you use this lift as a rock, for example, you know, as you're wheeling, like there'd be a ledge here, and this is where I was really getting hung up on stuff, and you can see it's been smacking stuff. I don't know how easy it shows on camera, but you know, it's,
Yeah, you can kind of see. There's a real good one right here.
I mean, it's definitely banged up under there. So, should be a pretty big improvement as far as clearance and capability.
Yeah, and it's not like either these never bent, right? I
No,
mean,
yeah, they're just dinged up on the bottom, which is, I mean, so that's going to be had. So I'm not replacing them because they're bent or anything like that. And I mean, they seem to be pretty stout, but I just really wanted to go high clearance to clear them big 2-foot boulders, and when I'm climbing a ledge to hit my tire before the trailing arm. So that was my problem. I'd hit my trailing arm right here, and it would just like turtle me.
Yeah, it's probably one of the biggest things on a trailing arms machine, you know, is
and especially
getting hung up on that.
And this is just my opinion, but especially with a longer wheelbase rig, you know, this point is further back. So like, you know, on those shorter ledges, you know, if you were shorter wheelbase, like the tire would be further up here, and it would move your clearance point up a little bit. I don't know, just my theory, thoughts, but
Makes sense.
I mean, I think it's more of a fact than a theory, but
Yeah.
I haven't thought about it enough to be 100% on that. But yeah, so we're gonna rip this side apart, and we'll let you know if we have any other hiccups or any other tips that we find while doing this side. One other thing to note: 300 miles, and my brake pads are shot in the rear. The front we had apart after tacking because we did the A-arms. And those ones still had some life on them, so I don't know. It's pretty depressing, I guess I'd call it. 300 miles and there's junk, you know. It's not that great, but so.
And it's not even like racing or nothing, you know, or like heavy braking. It's just crawling around.
Trail riding. You know, obviously we're hard on our stuff, but not really our brakes. I'd say that's more like a moto guy. I'd be hard on his brakes, but you know, just trying to be open and out there for everybody. So if you got any, if you guys got an X3 and you've had good luck with your brake pads, let me know what brand. I'm sure I'll probably have new ones on order by the time this video comes out anyways, but even for the future, let me know, you know, how many miles you guys have gotten out of them, and if you have similar riding to us as well, or just like what kind of riding you have. Because I always thought brakes either wore really fast with mud riding, you know, because the mud just gets caked in there and destroys the pads, or like tracks, dirt bike tracks, and fast-paced trails and shredding, you know, because you're constantly gas brake, but I don't know, that's what it is. Hopefully they're not that expensive.
They probably are. Everything for this thing's expensive.
Yeah, I mean, brake pads for every machine, I think, has been
Yeah, it's pretty spicy.
rough. Yeah, for what they are. I mean, car brake pads are cheaper, so it's,
Yeah, I know the Yamahas would last about 500 miles on a full set.
yeah, and I went like 350 on the, I don't remember the name of it, sorry guys, but they were the cheap ones. They're half the price of OEM.
Yeah.
And they lasted like 350 miles, which, you know, not the greatest, but they were literally half the price, so I don't know.
Half price, half the miles.
Not quite. But, like, they still had some life on it when I got rid of it, but
yeah, I mean, the stock brakes on the YXZs were ridiculously expensive.
Yeah.
So, but on that note, guys, we will we'll catch back up with you real soon here. We're gonna start popping this other side apart. Stay tuned.
All right, so here she is. Got it all back down off the lift. Drove it around. Drove around the yard. Hit the ditch a couple times. Get everything nice and settled. And I mean, it looks sick. I'm hyped on it for sure. Give you guys a shot of it quick. So before we pull them off, we measured from, you know, somewhere, oh geez, I wasn't even filming it. Measured from somewhere right here, right?
Yep.
And then we measured 3 points, one here, and then one right here. I missed the middle one. But, and we took measurements in those 3 points from the ground to see, you know, how much it gained throughout the trailing arm. And while I'm right here, I'll show you guys this. It's kind of a good angle. You can see how it's really bent up right here. So I was trying to make these ones high clearance, but just bashing stuff, you know. Not literally, but they were on their way there. So anyways, at this first point here, we had 14.5 inches from the floor to the bottom of the trailing arm. And now we've got
15 exactly.
15 inches. So we gained an inch.
Half an inch.
Oh yeah, half an inch, sorry. And you know, this point is closest to the mounting point, so it's not gonna go up too much right there.
Yeah, and the reason we did a point here is obviously it's dented, so we just went and seen where they were dragging the most.
Yeah, which
and kind of just made 3 points just to give you guys a clear view of what we're trying to accomplish here.
Yeah, right. So then the second point, we had 13 inches, which was here, where we were hitting some serious stuff. I mean, it's all dented, so.
And now we have 14.5.
So we gained 1.5 inches there, which is, I mean, that's pretty significant, you know?
Yeah, it really is.
And then,
I mean, right in the middle.
yeah, right in the middle. And then at the end, which is right in front of the tire, which I've got some dents and stuff all throughout all of this. So this is the last point that would like drag and hang out. But I don't even think we were making it to this point because I was bashing my stuff here, you know what I mean? So like I never even got to this point to hit. So at 26 inches from here, so like right before the tire, we had 11.5 before.
Now we have 14.25.
So 2 3/4 of an inch,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So almost 3 inches of added usable ground clearance. I mean, that's really significant.
Yeah, especially for like a trailing arm because obviously you can see how they drag. I mean, obviously when the suspension goes down, it wants to drag on that before it can hit the tire.
Right.
So now we got 3 inches more, so in theory we should be able to get to the climb.
Yeah, and both times that we've noticed, like the 2 biggest times we've noticed my stuff hanging up, like I was close to the tire grabbing, so like it only needed a little bit more clearance.
Yeah, literally what this will give you is what it needed to make the climb.
So pretty pumped on that. One thing I will note, the driver's side is the first side we did, where we noted that we had like a little bit of alignment issue. I mean, we got it back together, everything bolted up fine, and then the passenger side actually all bolted together perfect. You know, everything lined up really good. So no issues on this side.
It redeemed itself.
Yeah, they redeemed themselves. And none of it was bad. I mean, we've only been working on it for 2-3 hours maybe. You know, obviously the new lift, as you guys can see, came in handy. That was really sweet. I'm pretty hyped on that as well.
Yeah, it made it really enjoyable, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
It's gonna work out good for future plans.
Right. So, one thing we did lose, I guess I'd call it, is some ground clearance. In the rear, we went from 15.5 right underneath the rear of the diff, and now we're running 14 3/4. So just the way the shock is mounted, I guess, you know, whether it's forward or backward, the shock point, or whether it's just up or down a little bit. So I mean, a little bit of a downside there, but you can just crank your springs up and gain your, you know, your ground clearance back, in theory. Obviously that would affect, you know, the way the shock works and stuff a little bit, but I don't think gaining a 3/4 of an inch will change it too much. So I don't know, I'm not too worried about it. I'm a little bummed, but you know, is what it is. So the only
adjusted them before too, so
yeah, right.
So you can set it however you want. It's not
right. Yeah, it was a good setup the way it was running. So it's a little sad to see it drop down even more and be, you know, uncertain on how if it's going to change the ride anymore or whatever. But other than that, the last thing we're going to check is wheelbase to see if that changed, and we'll get back to you guys. So we measured the wheelbase, and it's 102 3/4. So gained a 1/4 inch. Billy's not thrilled on that.
I'm curious, so let's try this side quick.
To see if it's
Make
square.
sure the frame's straight.
Yeah, right. This side will be 90. So, all right, guys. So that's a wrap on the install of these things. Pretty happy with them. You know, I don't regret them so far. So we'll be sure to touch base on them again. You know, we're gonna do like once our rigs are kind of like fully built or whatever to where we want them. I'm sure we'll do some kind of review and walk around and see how things are going.
Yeah, and why we did them. And
yeah, exactly. So, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Shout out to Tyler Downs again, Southern Powersports, for hooking us up, helping us out. You know, real cool guy. And then, you know, follow us on Facebook if you guys aren't already following us. We kind of post some stuff sometimes before YouTube sees it. So if you want to get a sneak peek on some things and some parts and stuff, hit us up on there. It's just Blown Budget Off-Road. It's a page. And then we've also got a group, which is side-by-side/UTV discussion. And the theory behind that was, you know, obviously somewhere to talk about like the videos and stuff, and then as well as somewhere to post any kind of machine, you know, any kind of questions. Like, so like I see a lot when people will be like, I'm switching from, just for example, because I just did it, from YXZ to Can-am, like what are your thoughts? And then they post it in a YXZ page. Well, obviously you're gonna get hosed in the comment section, because everybody loves the YXZ, you know what I mean? So it's like, my theory is to try and build a group that, you know, all rigs are welcome, I guess you can
yeah,
tell.
everybody can get along. And I'd say, you know, like with knowledgeable people that may have different machines could shed light on what's, you know, why they have it and what's good. You know, if somebody else asks, we're just trying to get like a pretty open group, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that was the theory. But I mean, I know there's a bunch of groups out there, but a lot of them are orientated like specific for that machine, you know what I mean? So that was the theory on creating that. So go hit that up, hit the join button. Let us know that you came. But, you know, post a pic of your rig or whatever you got. Other than that, what else I want to say? We got some stuff on Teespring. I'm going to be working on some Razor merch coming soon. And we're going riding in what? 2 days?
Yep.
Yeah, so we're going to the cliffs. So stay tuned for that. Gonna put the beat down on these things. And then after that, you know, we haven't talked about this in a little while because it's kind of been up in the air. But we'll have one weekend, but keep in mind the timeline for you guys is all messed up because, but maybe, I don't know, it's just messed up because things get pushed behind, but it sounds like our Moab trip is a go, so that'll be pretty sick. You know, we've got some goods coming for these, so after we go riding, you know, we still have more goods coming. We kind of holding to our name, I guess I'd call it.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff to do before.
Blowing the budget, for sure. But we just, you know, we don't get to travel across the country and go ride often. And we've been planning this trip and these builds for a while now.
Yeah.
So wanted to have them pretty close to the way we want them to end for when we go to Moab. And just hope to eliminate more issues, have some stout rigs, and be able to huck the hot tubs is my plan.
Yeah, I mean, try not to backflip it, but we'll give her a go.
So if you guys are in this video, you know, thanks for watching.
Anybody too, if this is out before Moab, which I think it will be.
Oh yeah.
If anybody has been there or whatever and has like some trail recommendations.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because it's kind of a mystery for us. I mean, we've been on the forum searching as much as we can, but
you guys
we
know
like
our
the hard
style.
stuff. Yeah, we want to find all like the cool honey hole, you know, ledge spots and just cool places, along with, you know, cool scenery too. We wouldn't mind, you know, doing some night rides on some cool.
So hey guys, thanks for watching. You know, subscribe if you haven't already. Tell a buddy who might like some of the videos. And I think we're gonna have an update here coming soon on Monster Z, so stay tuned on that. But I think that wraps it up. See you on the next one, guys.